You're listening to.
You're listening to.
You're listening to.
Y'all are listening to What's Left of the South.
Thank you for tuning in to What's Left of the South, a podcast about Southern working class history and current events through a leftist perspective. This podcast is brought to you by being in a new tax bracket, testosterone levels, anxiety, living at home, aging parents, Kai not having to live under a Tory government anymore, Nelson wondering where did it all go wrong, the allergy, oh, Mark's dead, by the way, and the tree that fell on Greg Abbott coming back to finish the job. As always, I'm Nelson. As always, I'm Nelson with...
And I'm forlorn and forgotten because Mark decided not to show up today.
Mark
and I'm just...
Oh, wait, no, hold on. I got a great intro. I've been waiting for this episode for a long time because we've been mutuals for a long time, right? So now we have, ladies and gentlemen, gays and
everyone else.
And everyone else. We have in our presence the CEO of punk rock. The new member of Shark Tank, the man who Mark Cuban says is the best businessman of our generation.
I'm about to go bankrupt.
He's Donald Trump, everybody. Donald Trump for the punk rock.
No,
our guest this evening is the one, the only. I'll let him introduce himself. Hit it. Who are you?
My name is Brandon, and I'm a professional goblin on the internet.
Hell yeah! It's Punk with a Camera, everybody.
Oh yeah.
Really that guy.
You don't know my government name.
It's that one dude who makes those T-shirts that your mom hates that you get. When your mom is like, how many fucking T-shirts are you gonna order with my credit card?
Did I ever tell you? Oh, go ahead.
The ones that you still feel like you might have to wear a hoodie over until you get far enough away from the house.
All the
time. we get messages sometimes where they're like, oh, I could never wear this out in public. And I'm like, yeah, but it'd be really good around the house.
Yeah, exactly. Wait, hold on. I remember this one time you had a little bit of inside baseball, everybody. You had that someone on Patreon didn't change their address, and you kept sending them stuff, and they're Republican, and they're like, please stop sending me this shit.
They would commit federal mail fraud, and they would open the package, get disgusted by this month's design, and mail it back to us with a note. I framed the first one. They sent me like 3 or 4 more. I don't know which Patreon member it is either, because I refuse to look at the from, because I'm just like, as long as they're paying it, I'm laughing. I'm like waiting for return mail to come by, like, oh, did we get one? I should have done the one that got me the call from the federal agent, though. They would have really loved that.
Oh hell yeah! Oh my god! Oh wait, you want to do what you're legally allowed to say about that first, and then we'll just continue on.
The only thing I can say is Punk with a Camera has officially been reached out to by Homeland Security. Everything else is pending.
Yeah,
he made the list. They made the list.
No. I don't want to be on any list. I just started paying for TSA pre. That shit fucking rocks.
Oh, punk with TSA pre, everybody.
Fuck yeah, motherfucker. I went. What did we go to? Like 7 different states in the last month. Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Lie. Every time those bastards get like ahead of me in line, I'm just like, you motherfuckers.
The best.
You don't get your own. Like at Orlando, they have their own little check-in area.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god.
Well, it's because I live in a real state. And you,
yeah. Oh, yeah. Not for long. Not for money. Yeah. Your home.
No, it's so bad.
Your home state is slowly sinking into the ocean too. DeSantis. It's a fight between DeSantis and Disney. Who's going to destroy Florida?
It's the worst kaiju fight ever.
Oh, and then
Florida.
Special guest referee God.
Florida man standing by like Wolverine. Like I don't know if I'll even come back from that.
Florida man is like a fucking cryptid at this point. They're just taken to the swamps. Like we have to, every time there's a war that is threatened Florida, people just take to the swamps and then 20 years later reemerge into another species.
Oh my God.
Shit,
Marvel should really do a Florida man superhero.
God, yes.
And he needs to be the Gambit sidekick.
Yes, I was gonna say it has to get Remy into it.
Yes.
I'll have that. The first time that I saw Gambit in the like that clip that's on TikTok right now is one that you sent me. And I was like, I saw him on there. I'm like, oh, that's Gambit. And I never watched TikTok with sound. So I was like, oh, I'm going to turn this up. I turned it up and I'm like, oh, he really went there with the accent. Okay,
oh, yeah, he did.
We're going to see how this
Hell
goes.
yeah. Oh, my. I hope they make a Gambit movie. Apparently, he's wanted to play Gambit for like a decade. Like, he's been trying to get Gambit made for a long time. So, fingers crossed.
Gambit's just goofy. Gambit is fucking goofy.
He's the southern he's the southern
goofy.
superhero we need, brother.
He's got his little head underwear on and he flicks cards at people.
Hell yeah. Brandon, how much more money did you lose in the stock market today?
I don't lose shit. I don't have
Punk with a stock portfolio. It's gonna be Punk with like everything. Punk with a CEO, Punk with a stock portfolio, Punk with property in his name.
I guess that one's about to be the truth.
Hell yeah. I really do. Everyone listening, I love what Brandon does. His t-shirts are fucking hilarious, and I think he's a good guy. You know, don't make me eat those words. So,
I hope not.
Kai's already like, I cannot trust white men ever.
No, I have a rule that I've been pretty prevalent on, and every time I pull back from the rule, they end up being fucking pedophiles or some shit. That just happened again. But basically, if it is a white man or a straight presenting man, I don't work with them. That's it. Like unless they've been vetted or I'm just like I can't, because for some reason y'all all seem to want to do weird shit.
All right, so the podcast is over. Thanks for coming to this episode.
No.
Brandon,
the only reason that you have any credibility at all is because of me and Mark.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
And my students thought I was a Trump supporter. They're like, "Mr. Jay, we saw you when you first got here. We're like, oh man, he's a Trump supporter." I was like, "No,
we need to get you some pride flags." They'll know that.
No. Now my room is full of like leftist, like anti-fascist stuff. So now they're like, okay, though they know
I'm
now.
gonna see you in a Kamala hat soon enough.
Oh, fuck that. Oh, my God. We did it, Joe. And a coconut tree.
Should we talk about how everybody is just pissing themselves over this? Like, everybody who you thought had a little bit of, like, cred is just pissing themselves over.
Oh, my God.
Kamala and Waltz.
It's like, no, like liberal grandpa is still bad, and Kamala is still a cop and is not good. Right? Let's just not fawn over these people. Let's not forget that Tim sent the National Guard in to Minnesota during the uprisings and had rubber bullets and had actual bullets shot at people. Yeah.
The school lunches guy?
Yeah.
Oh wow. They're all bad.
Yeah.
Like that's what people, I don't know why. It's like putting your faith into celebrities. They're human beings and they have a lot of money. You think that their morals are in the right spot? Anyone who like walks home with more than like $500,000 is not a good person. I guarantee you. There's just a disconnect. I don't fucking have shit. I'm broke right now. In fact, hey, you want to give me a small loan?
Yeah, man, I got you.
Hell yeah.
Yo, 2 points interest.
Only 2 points? Fucking sold.
First, no, you don't understand. I'm Italian. We came up with this. I know how to make it work.
2 points interest is actually the kneecaps.
Yeah, if you don't pay at the end of the week, it's 2 points added to the principal, compounded, and I come compound your fucking kneecaps.
I'm gonna teach you something about annuity.
Whoa! My people invented compound interest. We killed Jesus, and we taught the world about compound interest.
Anytime I send you a message, more likely than half, it's probably some Italian meme, and then a third of that time, you're the one who shared it.
No, the best is I love how you followed in the footsteps of so many other people and sent me my own meme. Like, Brad, you're in the sentence. So many people, Kai, on Instagram. So like they changed the button, so you're supposed to add it to your story, but like it's so easy to send it to people now. So many people have sent me my own memes, meaning to post it on their story. I'm just like, you mean the post on your story? And they're like, oh, haha, yeah, sorry.
It's to the point now where I don't send you any Italian memes, like zero, unless I've made it myself, because you've seen all of them.
Now the new ones coming out are great. Like there was one where Kamala, there was some Palestinian protesters at the last speech she gave, and she like was like, if you want Donald Trump, blah 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 blah, basically. Like saying, if you want to keep protesting, you'll get Donald Trump and I'm better, blah, blah, blah. And it was a scene from The Sopranos. where he was like, he just told me to go fuck myself and told you to shut the fuck up. I was like, oh my God, this is fucking crazy. But yeah, anyway, so that's the world we live in now.
Yeah, no, every single day I wake up, I'm like, okay, when am I gonna wake up? Like when does the joke stop? Because I have been beat the fuck. I'm waiting on a bell. Like what the actual hell? Like things that would normally surprise me, I'm just like, oh, it's whatever.
Just can't react anymore. There's nothing left.
No.
I'm just
No,
like,
it's fucking...
oh,
I assume
man.
we're all around the same age. Like, we've all seen the same world events happen.
I'm 27.
Baby.
Child.
little small baby child over here.
I look like
with
I'm
your
40
6
though.
employees.
Here's the thing, kids. Don't go to school and get degrees like I do. Start a t-shirt company like Brandon did, and you'll be making more money in the future.
Oh, that's the funny part. I finished my degree.
Ah, damn it.
Yeah, when I got out of high school, I wasn't sure if it was going to work out, so I told myself I'd do 50% of this accounting degree that would at least get me something, and art. And by the time that I was in my last class of art, I think we were raising money for the abortion stuff, and I needed a 4 to pass. I'd gotten straight A's on all these tests, and you get 3 tests in your final accounting class, and I literally wrote on it. I'm like, I'll be real with you, I didn't fucking study. I need a 4. It's been a great year. I just raised a bunch of money for abortion rights, and I don't think I'm going to use this degree, but I just need the paper. Like, just pass me. I need a 4. I guarantee I got a 4. I think I got a 12 on that bitch.
He wrote your name on it. You passed. So okay, kids. You know what? Don't get a degree you're gonna use and then go on and start a t-shirt company. And you too can be the next shark on Shark Tank.
You know what the best thing you can do for success?
What
is create a network of people who want to see you and you want to see them do better, and have those people in your life and have some level of community that will take. I mean, I wouldn't be here without the people who have been fucking with me since I was like 16 years old. Probably bad phrasing, but regardless, I've been doing this since I was a fucking child, and I would not be here without the support of so many fucking people that I don't even have names to come together. And I'm not good at what I do. I'm gonna be real with you. Like, I am successful in terms. I could be better at a lot of things, but without the support of the people who said, okay, you're putting the effort into this, I fuck with that, it would have never happened.
As he said that, folks, I want everyone to know that he called his employees over and said, "Hey, find me this microphone.
No.
Find me this cable. Find me these."
No.
He literally said, "Higgins, get me a laptop." Top.
I went into the other room and I said, "Is there a laptop we're not using right now? Shut up."
And you heard, "Boss, we haven't eaten in days. Turn the AC on, please."
Y'all are goofy. I love y'all.
Yes. Anyway, before we dive into what's going on here stateside, Kai, you're in that godforsaken turf island. What the fuck? Well, first off, okay, we got to talk about Queen Turf and the black mold in her house, but like that is slowly eating her brain. What the fuck's happening?
Wait, is she in Florida?
No.
No.
From Florida. I live in England now.
No, I meant JK. Oh, you're in England. Okay. Now it's
JK. Queen Turf has a castle apparently, and I looked at that picture and I just saw matrixing in poor quality image basically. But people have been saying that she has black mold growing up the walls, and that's why she's going so crazy. Don't give her an easy out like that. She is horrible all on her fucking own.
Yeah, no, she's just an awful human being.
Awful.
But so on a serious note, I think a week ago, maybe somewhere around there was a knife attack at a dance school in Manchester or near Manchester, which is in the north of England. The perpetrator was 17 years old. I think he's like a week away from being 18 years old. He murdered 3 little girls who were at this dance school. And usually the UK has very strict laws about releasing names of people of suspects, etc. But I hear that a judge decided to release this perpetrator's name, even though he was not technically 18 at the time, because the judge felt it was important. And from that, There are several far right racist groups in the UK. The biggest of which that everybody knows about is EDL, the English Defence League. We like to call them gammons, and anybody who doesn't know what that is basically, the Christmas ham that you get at, like the big round red Christmas ham. Gammon is the same.
Brandon
as
likes to get those. Brandon likes to get those and eat them in front of his employees and be like, "Haha, you're never gonna get this."
But yeah, so people like to call these white middle-aged men with red ruddy faces gammons because they look like cooked ham.
They do look like hams. Holy shit.
So yeah, the EDL, I'm sure there's other smaller groups who are involved in this too. They decided to start rioting because the perpetrator's name was released and they found out that he was brown. I can't remember exactly what country he's from, but they decided that because he was brown, he was Muslim, and they decided to enact all of this violence. As it happens, he's from a country that is a majority Christian, so it's more likely that he's Christian than Muslim, but the UK loves to froth and be stupid over, Islamophobia. And they started rioting in several cities across the north, in the North Midlands as well. It just like people, they burned down a library. They were having skirmishes on the streets and like breaking down people's like garden walls to throw bricks at each other. There's a perfect video out there, if you can find it, of this guy who is like in a skirmish on the street. He's one of the EDL gammons, and he was like fighting with somebody on the other side, and then he turned around and one of the other EDL guys just nutted him with a fucking brick.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah. He started dancing in front of the cops.
Yes,
and he got hit in the head with a brick, and then hit in the nuts with a brick. Yeah. I'm so EDL on EDL violence. What? Ham on ham violence. Pig on pig violence.
So yeah, there were a lot of like huge riots and everything, like really horrible, like brown people, immigrants, like scared to go outside because they're being accosted in the streets. So following along from that, I saw a TikTok maybe 4 or 5 days ago that was supposed to be a leak from some kind of underground message board saying that a bunch of these racist factions were going to be doing an organized countrywide riot last night, Wednesday. And it had like a bunch of cities listed on there and the postcode and maybe like a short sentence about where they're going to be doing this. And at first I didn't see my town. I live in a very nondescript town. Like nobody fucking cares about this place. Usually that kind of like, even when we've had other riots in the past, like it never really gets to us because nobody fucking cares here. But when I saw the complete information, my town was on there. They were going to be rioting outside of an immigration lawyer's office in the middle of town. And it was supposed to be like over 30 locations across the country. It was supposed to be a coordinated attack at 8 p.m. on Wednesday. And I saw this information days before it was supposed to happen, to the point that I feel like this was so badly coordinated, it feels like a psyop. Because like once that information breaks, you should know that any element of surprise, any element of terror that you would have had if you're one of the gammons is gone. Everybody fucking knows now. The police know, the public knows, everybody goes out there. So last night, like it was very tense up until about 8 o'clock. And then we start getting reports in that maybe 2 to 10 people showed up at some of these, like 2 to 10 of the gammons, 2 to 10 of the racists showed up at these locations, as opposed to literally thousands of counter protesters who just gathered in the streets to be like, what now, boys? What you gonna do now?
Rough, let's go.
So yeah, like the video from where I live was like literally like brown people dancing in the streets, and I don't even know if any counter protesters showed up here at all. But yeah, like Brighton had like 10 people show up, and they ended up like the racist protesters had to be shielded by the police because there's like 10 of them, and then like 2,000 counter protesters just like around them. Yes. So yes, this is a godforsaken island, but as always, it is the non-white people who are showing up and making things safer for everyone.
Yeah, non-hams, let's go.
You're either a ham or a non-ham.
Yeah. You could be an ally that's a ham.
And like it was tense for a little while because in my neighborhood I have Irish people that live on one side of me. I have I think they're Indian behind and to the other side of us. The other side of them, there's a Cameroonian family, and the other side of them is the only other street on the house besides mine that has a pride flag up. So like,
and you're American.
Like, they don't know that. I am so aware of how lucky I am about, like, even though I'm half Native American, I am pale as a fucking sheet, and I speak English, and I can soften my accent down to the point that people don't really know unless I want them to know.
You get a second glance from the hams. You're like, is she a ham?
But yeah, like, so that's what happened in England recently. What's our next point of interest tonight?
Brandon, you sell any Bitcoin over there? You're looking. You got your big.
I don't do any of that stuff. I don't know what you're talking about.
What's Mark Cuban like in person?
I don't think you know how tax brackets work.
No, he got very upset when he joined a new one, though.
I know. No, oh my God. I was going over that I was teaching the personal finance and economics. I was just like, I was explaining to the kids tax brackets and compound interest, and they were like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "Yeah, how do you think I feel?"
Yeah, we're all getting fucked.
I was like, I got a raise, and I make less money now. I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, no, but the big news that I haven't talked about publicly, I told you, is
Breaking.
we are officially getting, like, it's a old bar essentially, and we're going to renovate it into our new shop, and it's in the 5th Ward of Houston. It's 2,400 square feet, and to put that in perspective, for the last 7 years we've been working at a 370 square foot shed that the one of the rooms is a 10 by 17, 170 square feet for our entire operation, and we're about to have some wiggle room, and I'm so ready for it. Oh my God,
hell yeah.
Now, will we be able to move in immediately? Absolutely the fuck not. I can barely afford the closing costs, but we'll see if we get bankrupt this year. You know what I mean?
Punk with a chapter 11. Let's go.
Yeah. I did just post a new t-shirt like while we were talking because
Let's go.
It's a Mothman one, and it says, can I pet your dog with the red eyes?
Yes.
It's a silly boy.
So anybody who's listening to this, that shirt would have gone live maybe yesterday or the day before.
Yeah.
Just know that post time was during this call.
Hell yeah. Breaking news, everyone. And I really want the one we don't have to talk about it, and it'd be a mystery to everybody with some lore around it.
The swamp one?
I really want the swamp one to happen. I really want the swamp one. But folks, you're gonna have to wait and see if the swamp one drops. If Brandon here is not in Guantanamo Bay by the end of the week.
Yeah. Signs property paperwork is all this other shit. Oh, by the way, jail.
Not even. This is gonna black bag you and take you to some. They're gonna pull out the bag. It's Trump. He's like, "What did you say about me? I saw the shirts, Brandon."
Which one?
The shirts, they weren't good. They didn't get my good side. You didn't do it right. I can make better shirts than this. Oh my God. Anyway, so I have questions, even though we've been mutuals for a while. Tell us about, what is Punk with a Camera? Like, how did this start? How did this come about? Like, what made you want to get into this? Like, what is this Fortune 500 company you have?
When I was really young, my dad ran over a camera and gave it to me, and I thought it was really cool. And the rest has been very strange ever since then. But no, by passion, I'm a filmmaker. I haven't made any work in a while because I've been having to survive under capitalism. But things are doing pretty well, and I should be making all sorts of films and movies soon, and I'm very excited about it because the last time we did a project, it was a minute and a half long and it cost $5,000 fucking dollars, and I was like, and that was on the cheap end, and I was like, well, I guess I have to really figure this out if I if I want to do this without having rich parents or rich friends or money or film school or anything. DIY till I die, baby.
Let's go.
Yeah, no. So when COVID happened, I'd been screen printing for a little bit, and then a lot of people started buying stuff, and I'm like, well, I guess this is the path that we'll take. You know, like as much as I would have loved to just go to film school or just go know somebody, I don't. So I'm going this path of at least I'll have the money to make the stuff that I want. If people don't like it, it's whatever. I'm doing what I love. I don't do this for money. I do this for art. And you know, that's where I want to be in life is I want to make movies. And this year I think is going to be the first year where I can like let go of the things that would normally finance everything and let the people that I've trusted take control and just start making probably the worst avant-garde art you've ever seen in your life. I don't know.
Just please don't make an A24 film.
You don't want googly eye rocks and sausage fingers? I thought it won so many Oscars.
Yeah, and then you had to like zoom in on it slowly with
that is the only art that exists, Nelson.
Bad music, and then people are like, "Oh, I think I get it." And like people don't get it, and they read an article
There's gonna
about
be like
what it's about.
Almost
critique of
subliminal
capitalism.
shot of like blood, and then there will be some kind of farm animal that's actually like, ooh, that's scary.
Did I tell you about my Star Wars idea?
Oh no, hit us with the Star Wars idea.
All right, I'm a big Star Wars nerd. So much so that I remember that there was this clip of Alex Jones talking about how Senator Palpatine was a little-known cylinder from Naboo, and I was like, everything he's saying is right. I fucking hate this. But the goal is I want to use the lens of Star Wars to explain current events to a crowd that otherwise wouldn't be interested. So the first episode is is going to be what is all about what Israel is doing to Gaza in this in the lens of Star Wars, and explain like which factions would be what and why this is happening and stuff like that. And it's going to be super nerdy, and I'm sure I'm gonna piss off Star Wars fans who don't want things to be politicized, but it was already a fucking talking point on Vietnam, so I don't know what the fuck they're on about.
Hell
And
yeah.
I'm gonna make a whole thing about it. I guess I have to now that I've said it out loud. Don't take my idea, but
You're just gonna get a knock on the door from the Homeland Security and Disney at the same time.
I've gotten a knock from Disney before.
Oh shit! Was it Mickey Mouse? Ha ha! What are you doing?
I don't remember what design. David says that we got Mickey Mouse. I know for a fact that we got Waffle House and we got Warner Brothers. I think he was confusing Disney with Warner Brothers, but we've gotten messages from some of the bigger companies. I guess I'm skirting
Mickey,
too close.
Specifically Steamboat Willie Mickey is in public
domain now.
See, it's not fun. I want a little risk. See,
what if
this is the
it's
thing.
Steamboat Willie? What if it's Steamboat Willie running over Greg Abbott?
No, because I believe I'm a big proponent of what's called transformative media, or fair use parody, if you want to be simple about it. As long as I am transforming and making something political or making something out of it, it is within realms fair use. Could they go after me? Sure, but you know, I'll just make another one. Oh, fuck. Waffle House was upset because they own the trademark to our stuff. They said the shirt was sick.
Really?
They were like, that shirt is sick. They also said that the Mayhem Waffle House one, where it's the Mayhem font, but it just says Waffle House, they were like, that one's really cool. And I'm like, I'm not sure you know that band. I'm not sure you know their history.
I have the one. I have it. It's probably like laying on my floor somewhere. It's
the Denny's one.
Denny's is just people. Waffle House people don't know how to fight. I have the Cut Ties Decolonize.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I have the Denny's one. I have way too many of your shirts.
Dude, I'll if you ever want any of them, dude, I'll send them to you. Like I love giving my homies the stuff that I make with my own hands. That
Make him cry.
Like it's.
This is why we do this, folks. Friendships on the internet
So
for people who will never meet in real life. You don't get free t-shirts.
We'll meet in real life. We're gonna go shooting soon, right?
Yes, amen to that. We definitely have to. Right on, brother.
I gotta go make a video for the new Klansman targets. We got the Grand Dragon release, and I still haven't fucking made a single video about it.
Oh my god, I forgot about those. Yeah, I think I got the ones from SRA. They put out. They had clan targets a while
They
ago.
look shit. Those. They look like ass.
Yeah, compared to the ones you have. I saw them on Instagram. They're fucking awesome. I have more of your shirts. I just can't remember which. I know I have the Columbus one. I have the Denny's. I have the Denny's one. I know I have more. I'm gonna look through my dresser because it is kind of like where and when can I wear these? And I'm just like, you know what? I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit anymore.
I really wish I wasn't so busy a year ago when that Bama one happened. You really wanted me to make one out of that, and I had ideas. Oh my God,
What
I've
was
been
the
swamped
what was the Bama one? I totally
with the
forgot.
fucking
The chair
the
fight.
chair one. Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah, the Montgomery Brawl. Oh my God, yeah. The anniversaries this week.
Yeah. Fuck, I guess I
Oh,
got time.
hell yeah. There was that one and I know you like you wanted to do it a long time ago, but the screwdriver one where the guy's like, what a screwdriver.
Yes.
He's
Oh
like
my
run
God.
through his car into the tree.
Every single art I got, like some people were like, I don't know if it'll hit, and I'm starting to think that those people are just pussies. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think they
You know
knew
what?
who Screwdriver was.
So to anyone who's listening, Screwdriver was a racist hardcore band, and the singer died drunk driving. He like crashed his car into a pole, and so the T-shirt would have been his crashed car and his manglated body over the car, and what it said, his car would have been wrapped around the tree, and it would have said "Screwdriver's greatest hits." I still think I should put that out. I
Please
still
do
think
it.
because it was like,
What
oh, you're
is
glorifying drunk
Screwdriver?
driving, and I'm like, he's
Glorifying
a
racists
fucking
dying.
yeah. I love it when racists and fascists in general, bad people die for their own poor circumstances. The fact that
Exactly.
all of these people have lived to like 90 and shit like that, fuck y'all.
It's the hate that keeps them alive.
For real.
Kai,
Antifreeze in
I
their
know
blood.
you were out. I know this didn't happen. I know this would probably never happen, but I do picture you out there in like a black mask with a knife saying, I'm a pokey bruv, and like just jamming it into an
Bruv.
EDL and just like stabbing an EDL, probably like, this is for my ancestors, you fucking, this is for
I have
for the
publicly
Mohawk
said
Nation.
that I have pulled a knife in real life on a
Hell
man
yeah.
who was fucking creepy, okay? I don't need to make up some shit about being in fucking England and doing it. I have done it in real life.
That's the shirt, Brandon. That's the shirt. We're gonna get Kai stabbing a white man and throwing
sold.
beads at him and say, I want my fucking land back. Ugh.
Wait, what kind of beads? Is this like NOLA stuff or?
No, it's the what's
Native
the
American.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm stuck on party. What was it? Fucking my friend Lola, she's been helping me do some of the bigger events, and she convinced me that we should like make Jello shots, but not sell them, but offer them to our friends in a way that would technically be legal, but also give out beads. And I'm like, do it, girl. Whatever we need. I'm sure I'll get in trouble, but it sounds like so much fucking fun.
Hell yeah. Oh, man.
We made like 90 Jello shots, and we had like a fucking a mini fridge in the place that we were staying. It was jank, but we did it. It's like you can't sell them.
There's hold on. There's some shirts you have put out recently that I fucking love.
Which ones do you hate though?
I really have to think about. There are some where I'm just like, oh, I get it. Hold on. Let me pull this up real quick. All right, can I pet your dog?
That's the one I just put
Oh
out.
no, I love this one. I love this one because I love that meme. Like, enjoy everything right now because it's gonna keep getting worse. I love that one.
I think my team was all sitting down for a meeting, and I sometimes I just get a little doom thinky, and I think I said that
your employees, your workers.
Oh my God.
As you sit there with a top hat and a monocle.
Bro, last year my shop manager made more than me.
Don't let them lie to you, folks. Don't let them lie.
I got the transcripts.
This is obviously the greatest one ever. Make assassinations great again.
Yeah, I got a call about that one. I got a call and a count warning on that one. I got what was it? Libs of TikTok reshared it.
Oh,
I didn't realize that
my
was a
God.
conservative page. I was like, oh, okay, that's something. Nope. No.
Oh, this is bad. Oh man. All right. So recently, a hurricane hit Texas, and I've been seeing on TikTok a lot of issues with people not having power in the Houston area. and the power company, like, just the people are really upset. So like, what actually went on there? Like, what's going on? Because you hear one story is about linemen getting attacked, and then they're like,
Oh,
well, it's the
whatever.
company that's not doing anything, and then people are like, oh, they're just sitting there not doing anything. Like, obviously it's Greg Abbott's fault, but like, what's been going on?
Look, I went to school for accounting, and I'll tell you this right fucking now. The numbers that equate the cost of fucking electrical cost do not fucking add up. And at the end of the day, it's a situation where you can't really fight it. You're like, oh, that's how much I owe for running my AC this month. At the end of the day, it's a bunch of fucking extremely predatory people because we have our own network, right? We're not attached to anything else. Texas has its own grid. So
Hell
much
yeah.
so that this year I got approached to get free solar panels onto my roof so that way they're leasing out my roof so that way they can have extra energy in the event that something happens. If that's not terrifying to like deconstruct, I don't know what is, because essentially a category 1 hurricane put everyone out of power for at least 10 days. Um, in an area that is hurricane riddled, like hurricanes or whatever. We had flooding, we had all these fucking problems, and what you can see is the neighborhoods that have a lower income bracket got completely flooded. The neighborhoods that had a higher income bracket were completely safe. For example, where I'm living in Maryland Plaza, I'm like the next neighborhood over is like $1 million homes, and we had the Memorial Day flood in 2015. And because of that, all of those $1 million home people forced the city to do all of this fucking civic work so it would never happen to them again. And it's just ridiculous to see that it's totally plausible to survive these hurricanes and be fine in all these things if you have money. Otherwise, you're just fucked. They're just going to say, oh, you don't have power? It's only been 10 days. What are you going to do? This 90-year-old lady fucking died from heat exhaustion in her apartment because she didn't have power. Like my neighbor texts me all the time. I have to go check in on her mom because she's like fucking pushing 80. And the whole time I was just like I really hope that this isn't the call where I have to like help move a body or something because these conditions are impassable and it is ridiculous that we don't make more change when it's so clear how easy it could be. I mean, hell, we could have had high-speed rail, we could have had a lot of things, but we spend our money on things that are not important because the regular people are not in control of those decisions. At the end of the day, if you make, less than $500,000 a year, you might as well just stay quiet because they're never going to listen to you. It's never going to happen. That's just how it is right now. We're surrounded by a bunch of people in power that only care about themselves, and when the rest of the population that should be taken care of through people like Bill Whitmore, our mayor in Houston, we get completely ignored. I remember when we were doing the food not bomb shit, and we were having a mayor changeover, like that was going to change anything, and he refused to comment on multiple occasions because he knew damn well he was just going to keep doing Turner shit. It's all designed by money. If you see any problem in this world, you ask yourself, where's the money coming from? Like we still have things like cancer and AIDS and everything else, all this research that we could have for a solution, but it's not profitable to cure people. It's not profitable to make sure that people's needs are met. If there is a way to make money, then they're gonna fucking find a way to do it. And that's just unfortunate. That's just how it is. And that's it's nihilist thinking if you want, but I don't have any other explanation other than humans are inherently evil and money corrupts the worst of them that have the power that make the changes. And Hurricane Beryl should have just been a category 1 hurricane that might have just put over a couple trees. I lost my back fence, but it became a dire situation where Houstonians died because the inability of these power companies, who are all third party. I mean, there's like 700 power companies in Houston. You could literally shop for cheaper rates because there's so much competition, and they're not able to communicate to each other, and all this shit fucking happens, and they'll blame it on, oh, the foremans didn't want to work. Fuck you. It's the rich motherfuckers that make the fucking decisions that put us in the situation where we are today, and it's just to suffer. Like that's all I got to say about that.
That was beautiful.
Thank you. I'm very passionate of hating people with too much money. It's a big passion of mine. I don't like yuppies. I'll just say that.
So sometime soon you're gonna look in the mirror and be like, I hate you.
I don't think I don't make money like that. The person that we're describing would like be like, oh no, 20 grand. I'm sitting over here like that's gonna bankrupt me. That's a lot. Oh my fucking Christ though.
Kai, you're also not a fan of hurricanes and rich people.
I, I'm from Florida. How do you want me to expand on that?
I don't know.
Like
Oh my
I
God.
remember back, what year would that have been? I think this would have been the 2004 hurricane season. It's 2003 or 2004. We had Charlie and Florence come through Central Florida. Where I grew up, the house that I grew up in, it was an entire fluke that my family got that house. And we lived in that house for 20 years, almost lost it constantly. It's only by the grace of my in-laws that my parents have a place to live right now. And you've seen where my parents live. We do not have the money to live in that community. I don't know how my dad got that house, but he basically wanted it for the school.
He wanted he wanted in a card game. We all know he got in a card game out in Yuma.
It used to be the blue collar section of the area around there, and it quickly is not. Definitely, especially after Universal Studios moved in. Like, this is multi-million-dollar houses now. And so, like, we do not have the money to live there. When we had these hurricanes come through, we lost our power because these houses were built in the early 60s. We lost our power because we were on the older power grid. The house that was next to us was on the newer power grid. She had power within 3 days. We lost our power for a week. So we ended up living in her house for half that time. And like I said, this is an affluent area that we should not be, like, we're a bunch of fucking rednecks, basically. We shouldn't be living. When I was born, we were living in trailer parks. Like, there's no reason we should be here.
Hell yeah, brother.
So, like, because this is an affluent area, the linemen came in, they fixed the power as fast as they could, because it was Charlie was a very bad hurricane. And my uncle, who lived out in a rural area, like 45 minutes from where I grew up, nobody came, like, nothing, not power, not anything came to help him. We had to go out there and build stilts so that we could be on his property and clean up things. And, like, he lost his whole porch and everything. Like, the family had to get together and rebuild his house and walk around on stilts because the water was still so high. Like, it's if you live in a storm area, you're gonna see this. You're gonna see what it takes. Like, where the money is where the power comes back on first, and where the money isn't. Like, he lived across the street from a cattle field. All the houses there were trailers. Of course they weren't going to get any fucking help. We all knew that.
Yeah. That's just how that is.
And then Alabama Power here has a monopoly. Like, they are the power company. The Southern Company is the power company. And we pay some of the highest utility rates in the nation. And even still, it takes them forever to get stuff back on. It's just like, y'all, come on. But yeah. That's this is America, and I don't know. I'm tired. This is our first week of classes on this block schedule. I'm tired. I like it. I'm tired. Anyway, hey y'all.
Are you lost?
You know what? Talking about doing stuff for love. I get to do a podcast with two of my best friends, and now we have one of my favorite mutuals on. I just wish Mark was here and he hadn't tragically passed away from cat scratch fever.
You don't get to talk because you didn't take the cat.
Listen, I wouldn't be responsible enough. The cat would not be responsible enough to have the cat.
I don't think you know how easy
home.
Cat ownership is.
I don't think you realize how easy snake ownership is.
First,
that's the easiest one. I feed that baby once a month. Clean her cage when she sheds. Refill the water. She good. She don't need a cuddle. She don't need nothing. She just looks at me and goes,
"My God!" Clip that chat. Clip that chat. Yeah, come on, clip that chat. Oh my God.
How do you spell cryptid?
CRYPTID.
I'm so glad you know how to read, because I'm going to be completely fucked.
Some people will be like, you read any theory? And I'm like, no, I work construction. I'm
No, he's the theory guy. I never read a fucking piece of it. And for some reason, she's the smart one. Like, I
Y'all
didn't go to college.
Yeah, no, because Kai actually reads books. I'm like, I get about two. I get what's the joke? Kai's the joke. The running joke with me and Kai is I read a third of a exactly one I can't read, but I'll read a third of a book and put it down and forget about it.
Yeah, do you remember how we were supposed to do an episode 4 fucking years ago.
Hell yeah.
About settlers.
Fucking settlers, let's go.
You're out here like fucking the actor that plays Randy in that fucking Mallrats, just staring at the painting, looking for the sailboat. Got my lunch today. I'm gonna see this fucking sailboat.
Oh my god!
I'm the one.
One paragraph in.
I'm the one that goes like I went to Highgate Cemetery, took a picture of Marx's grave, and sent it to the Discord because I know they care. I never read shit.
Yeah.
I came by this honestly by being poor and Indian. Y'all the ones that had to come up with the theory.
Y'all do a lot of reading, but y'all don't do any dishes. I don't know what's
exactly
why I should care.
In fact, we're supposed to be going on vacation together later this fall, and Nelson has floated the idea of cooking for the rest of us. And I swear to God, if I end up having to do these dishes,
Adam's doing the dishes. Adam's obviously doing the dishes.
Okay. We'll see how that
goes.
The
two, I'll cook, and the 2 other men have to do the dishes. And Kai, you're gonna sit in the chair and watch us and critique everything. You're gonna have a cattle prod.
I'm gonna be the same thing I've said about every man I've watched do dishes. You're not using enough soap. I can see the scum on it from here.
Oh, I hate when they don't use enough soap. See, I did wash dishes for a living, and I do like washing because
you were front of house. You were front of house.
Before I waited tables, I was in the back. I was busting and washing dishes. I will say that before I was in front of the house, I did bust and wash dishes. And
you look like the cool bus boy.
I do. I like washing.
Like there's the asshole, and there's the guy that would bum me a smoke. Like I fuck with
hell
him.
Yeah. The repetitive motions calm me down. So I like the washing of the dishes. It's just like you see it. So I like putting furniture together because I have the instructions and it's there and it's organized. And it's like I can see my finished product, right? So I do like washing. Folding clothes can get fucked. Doing dishes all day. Ask me to fold one shirt, it's gonna look all fucked up. But yeah. Anyway. Oh man. We had a student that decided to consume the devil's nectar on campus, and it was like that Sopranos episode where
that was so much lighter than I thought it'd be. That was such a lead up. I was so worried.
I know, right? No, we had it's like that episode of Sopranos. They steal the communion wine and they get drunk at PE, and she's just like puking in the toilet, and I see her like getting walked into the dean of students office, and she's just like, I'm just like, well, this is high school. Some things never change.
Wait, did you never have like the kid who brought vodka to school in a water bottle?
Oh hell yeah!
Oh yeah,
yeah.
They were responsible though.
Yeah, they're responsible. It's like not all
their alcoholism was already evident.
Exactly. Like this, the dip spit in the Gatorade bottle, and the water bottle full of vodka, and fucking some sort of flavoring, so it looks like they're just drinking flavored water, right? And just slowly throughout the day they're consuming it. So by the end of the day they're sloshed, not like fucking 10 o'clock in the morning, like drinking the whole fucking thing. It's like, kids, come on, moderation. We learned this. You got Zoomers. You got to keep up. Come on, let's go. I tell you what happened. They took cigarettes out of public school. They went from the real cigarettes to vapes. Kids nowadays don't know you can't drink that much and just rip bogues, right? And you puke your guts up. Now they're hitting their vapes. They think they can do everything. So they're chugging cheap vodka, ripping jewel pods, and puking their guts up.
Hey, there's a time to learn. I'll tell you what.
And
that's in school.
And that's it. Hey, they learn a life lesson.
As long as the butt's in the seat, the state gets the money. I don't see the problem.
Roll damn Tide, brother.
Roll Tide, brother.
Hell yeah.
Can I get a hell yeah, brother?
Hell yeah, brother.
All right, I'm gonna go. See you later.
Drop a hell yeah, brother, in the chat. No, we have no credibility. Kyle left. Damn it, I'm just another white man. No. All right, so another thing, Brandon, I think definitely want to talk about is your work with Food Not Bombs. So and then the police, because this is it. We'll talk about it, but it would seem like it was an ongoing thing forever and ever and ever. It seemed like you posting like, we're having to pay another ticket and just trying to feed people. So can you explain for, I think everyone, like, explain what Food Not Bombs is, people who don't know. And then what's been happening in Houston with Food Not Bombs?
Food Not Bombs. Funny enough, that some of the members don't realize it. It's an anarchist political movement that feeds homeless folks. And for a while, we were getting ticketed for feeding in a public space for more than like 6 people or something like that. I remember going down there because our mutual friend Erica from Cocktails and Capitalism was like, "I'm trying to, interview
Shout
this
out.
person." And I went down there and I looked at what they were doing, and I was like, "Why are you not recording all of this? Like, what the fuck?" So I basically I went to a couple more and I was like, "Hey, like let me make a social media, let me do this stuff. I guarantee we'll get more volunteers." Like if people saw the the silliness that was what they were trying to do, they would absolutely just be disgusted. So much so that when we went to court for it, we had an entire jury basically be like, "Yeah, what? There's nothing to argue here." And an extremely conservative judge gave us our I forgot what it's called, but basically they can't give us any more tickets until we go further
And
into
then
the
they
thing.
gave you an injunction. They gave them
An
injunction, right?
injunction, yeah.
Yeah.
And so once we got the injunction, I'd
Poli
been
sci
pretty,
degree.
yeah. Once we got the injunction, I had been pretty close to burnout, so I kind of stepped back and I was like, "All right, guys, I'm here. My physical name, it's Food Not Bombs and Brandon Walsh versus the state of Houston or city of Houston or something." I was like, "Look, I'm gonna step back a little bit. I can only do this 4 days a week and put all the effort into this stuff for a minute. So just me as a human, I'm gonna take a little bit of a step back." And they've been killing it, man. They're still feeding 4 days a week. They're still feeding 100 plus people. We're gonna be working really closely with the feminist work group here soon because we have a mutual aid section on our store, and I got a budget of a couple $1,000s, and we're gonna get backpacks and fill them full of all sorts of shit that people want. I've been going out there and just I think the other day I was down there at the U-Haul unloading a pallet of water, and this one dude who wasn't on good times came out to help us. And I told him I didn't have any cash on me, but I'll buy you food. And I went and got barbecue with him because he said he wanted barbecue. We walked down to like a Papacitos or some shit. Told him get whatever the fuck we want. Just listen to him all day and got feedback of like what matters out here. And it'd be things where like in your mind you're like, "Oh, someone needs a toothbrush," and he'll be like, "Bro, I got like 17 toothbrushes. You know what? I really fucking need moisturizer." And getting the opportunity to do some boots on the ground and do more shit. Because at the end of the day, I loved every second that I did when I was putting my full energy into Food Not Bombs, and I want to keep doing that for the future. As for everything that we're going to do, whether it's our mutual aid fund and this other shit, or getting this warehouse and having an opportunity for groups like the folks that help protest for Palestine to have like a safe place where they can organize and do meetings and stuff like that. Any level of mutual aid is all that I'm really focused on in the next, rest of a couple of years. Because if we are not strong as a community, then things will fail, and it starts with the people who are affected the most. And once we're able to help those folks as well as the best that we can, we'll be able to make difference through community on all levels of people. And I don't remember where I was going with this, but at the end of the day, all I care about is that if I'm doing something, it's for the community, and that's all I want to be doing going forward.
That was beautiful.
Thanks. Sometimes I ramble.
I was trying to think of a Shark Tank joke while you were going on with that. I couldn't put.
Stop with the Shark Tank stuff.
I couldn't put. Hey, sharks and community and food and stuff together. I don't know. There's the chat. You put it together.
Is this live on Twitch as well?
No, I wish. I just love saying
it's
that.
been an inside joke since the days that we did Twitch.
Yeah, since the day we did Twitch. Yeah. Hey, chat. And my students will be like, L's in the chat for like, we'll talk like a history thing, like L's in the chat for Columbus. And it was like, and I remember when the soccer team, we go on the field, our captain was like, "Let's go, chat. Let's win this game, chat. Let's go." And I've been watching queso edits on, like I said, I've been watching queso edits on TikTok, and it's the funniest fucking thing. That guy is hilarious. But yeah, fam. What's oh man, I'm tired.
See what happens when Mark isn't here for you to abuse.
I know, right? It's just like
I give you like none of my energy, and you don't know where to go.
I don't know. It's just like I look down to see where his face would be, and just be like some stupid, like be like, "You got a stupid smile, Mark. Yeah, I hate you," but then like I love you, and he'll be like, oh, and
No, he does not talk like that.
he'll be
That's
like,
the voice that you use when you're making fun of people that we know.
Oh man. So Brandon, I guess what's the future with Punk with a Camera? Where do you I'll be like a job interview. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I mean, I wanna start making impactful media. I already do it with the t-shirts at the end of the day. Like some of them are funny and some of them are jokes, but most of them are usually taking some form of pop culture and putting them onto a topic that I think matters. And I think the end goal for Punk with a Camera is quite a few avenues actually. Like when we get this warehouse, I'm going to have a big focus on different forms of mutual aid and community efforts. For example, we're going to be doing a monthly Stop the Bleed course. We're going to be taking people who are interested in learning in firearms training and taking them to the range and stuff like that, doing cleaning stuff, doing safety stuff. We're going to be doing bi-weekly Narcan distribution and classes and training and shit on that. We're going to be working with groups like the Feminist Work Group and trying to make sure that affected women have the opportunity for hygiene supplies. At the end of the day, it's going to be somewhere in between I'm making art and I'm doing stuff that I want to be doing through the privilege of the shirts that we sell and everything else, just putting that money and putting it back into the stuff that matters. Because at the end of the day, I mean, full disclosure, I got a mortgage and I don't really need anything else. So everything else is just whatever. And I want to put that whatever into things that matter. And that's going to be it. I'm going to make movies and I'm going to try to do stuff for the community and have fun along the way with my friends and grow a wonderful relationship of a network of people that matter and want to make real change. Specifically, people who want to do the dishes. That's a little jaded side of me. But regardless, if it's something that's going to help people, I'm going to try and be a part of it.
Okay, yeah, Nelson. Go ahead,
Punk
say it
with a
again. That was beautiful.
I'm not. No, I was gonna say Punk with a concern about how the feds are gonna raise the interest rates.
Yo, dead ass though, like long term, like all the people that are that have the privilege of having mortgages, I truly believe that the end goal is going to be, especially in Texas, to raise the property tax so high that it would be more than a mortgage and it would be to the point where it would just be unalienable to continue to own the property. So that way that this shit would fall back into what's going to be the future of a trades economy and a renter's economy, and there would be no chance for ownership. You know, we're gonna I don't mean to sound doomthinky, but it is not designed in the way that in which it's going to make sure that regular people have the privilege of home ownership long term. I mean, hell, I'm Gen Z and I'm an outlier completely in the fact that I was able to even get a mortgage. And it was funny because getting the mortgage confirmed to me that I wouldn't have any higher rent prices. And when I got my mortgage, it was about the price of rent at the time. So I don't know where it's going to be. I mean, things just keep going higher and higher. And I feel like you got one end where people are, shacking up with like 3, 4 roommates into a tiny little place just to survive. And the other end is people who already have mortgages being completely crippled by things like ever increasing property tax. That there's got to be a give and a take somewhere. And it's extremely concerning. There's no ground for regular people to have stability, and that I don't, that's where that is. Sorry for the doom think.
No, I mean, like I was thinking about that. Like I live in my little 1 bedroom apartment in an apartment complex that's 125 years old, and if rent wasn't like as cheap as it is because this apartment complex is so old, like they're building nicer, newer ones all around us that are gonna go for in Alabama, $1,100, $1,200, $1,300 a month, which is a lot for our area. That like I wouldn't be able to afford to live anywhere else, and
Yeah.
I work full time, and
No,
I have yeah.
it's insane because even right now, the my like lead guy in my shop who manages shit, he's on salary and we've been working together to get his credits up and everything else because he wants to own a home one day, and I'm trying to do everything in my power to get him in that position. But it's a situation where in Texas, he'll be at a bracket where he can afford maybe 270, and you can get almost nothing with 270. I mean, you're going to
Yeah.
find a dilapidated house that needs 100 plus grand in renovations, And if it's between that and renting, then you can see why people don't even get into it, whether it's a new home buyer or whatever. Because that's the other thing that people don't realize. They're like, oh, I put like 0% down because I was in the military. I put this down. And I'm like, all right, well, your mortgage payment is $3,000+ You're house poor right now because of the situation, and it's being designed that way to keep us crippled on a financial debt cycle. And it's terrifying because there's no reason why somebody who makes at least $60,000 a year can't afford to have like a 3-bedroom house. It doesn't matter if it has a fucking garage or bells and whistles. There is no reason why somebody who makes a reasonable income should not be able to have the opportunity of homeownership. And it's just becoming worse and worse. I mean, I don't know. I don't even know what to do about it. Like I'm basically like, man, I need to get you into something as quick as possible because the prices are just going to keep going up.
Yeah.
There's no. When I was a kid, you could get in Texas, you could get a really nice 2-story house in some suburbs that had a big lot and everything else for like $170,000. And those same houses today are $750,000. And the income change has not been much.
Mm-hmm.
So unless you're working in the oil fields and you never see your fucking family, and it's a relationship where you're working 19 hours a day and they're just living out there for the benefit of it, or maybe tech, there's no way in hell that what should be starter homes are alienable or affordable for the regular person. It's it's crazy. It's insane. And with the constant updates of legal legislation on making homelessness illegal, like just lock them up. I'm honestly terrified to see what's going to happen in the next couple of years. Like I hope that we win our landmark case for food not bombs, because then it would give some level of legal justification to attack some of these other laws. But there's no reason why if this company, for example, grows and gets bigger and I can offer more things and give people more salaries and everything else, that they shouldn't have the opportunity to live comfortably. And it is strange to see that what should be close to the median income in the union right now still require people to rent even though they don't want to. I don't, sorry, I'm just rambling at this point about how stressful it would be to even try to get slightly ahead, because it's
No, I
it's
mean,
not
you're
designed.
right. And then you have BlackRock and you have other mega corporations buying up single family homes and driving the price up for renting, right? And then
Yeah.
that restricts the market so that only these houses that you said like a decade ago were $150,000 now are $750,000, and you can't
Yeah.
buy starter homes anymore
No.
because corporations have bought up single family homes. And
Yeah.
if the corporations hadn't bought enough,
Yeah, now-
someone is doing air. Oh, he's talking to one of his employees. He's just
Yeah,
they're
just
like,
text me.
please turn the AC on.
I'll sit back to it.
Please feed us. Take.
Yeah.
Please, sir, may I have some more?
Yeah. You're good. You're good.
No, he's telling them no, folks. They asked if they could form a union. He said no over my dead body.
He's gonna stop being your mutual after this.
No, I
we
just
get
like
notification-
I just like when my friends can laugh at this point, because I don't know how often we'll get that opportunity going forward.
Jack, fucking God. But I thought I was lucky because I was one of the few that don't have student loan debt because of just state school and scholarships and stuff like that. But I talked to my friends that have I couldn't imagine having to try to survive with
yeah.
I don't have student loan debt, and I have to live. I work full time and I have to live in a 1-bedroom apartment. My rent is under $1,000, but the apartment is in a 125-year-old building,
Yeah.
and it's not that I have like it compared to other places it sucks, but
Yeah.
it's what I have to do because you have to live.
Mhm.
But no, you hit the nail on the head. Like it is becoming. And I try to tell my students this, like it is, and they're with me. They're like, it is getting harder. And I tell them, I was like, look, they're like, where should I go to school? I was like, go to school, go where whatever college gives you the most money. I don't care where or who it is. If you can get a degree without going into debt, without joining the military, do
Or
it.
destroying your body.
Yeah, or destroying your body. I was like,
Yeah.
they're like, where should I go? I was like, who's giving you the most money? Oh, Jacksonville State. Go to Jacksonville State. If they're offering you a full ride, It does not matter. If you go there and you make good grades, you can get a full ride to another school that you want to go to. Great. I was like, go to community college, like learn a trade, and then get your associates. And if you want to transfer a 4 year, do it. Because I am all about. I know, like, I am about higher education. Like, I think it is. I think I saw a really good tweet from a black content creators. Like, they're not telling rich white kids not to go to universities. Why are they only telling like poor brown kids to go to and black kids to go to
I
go
thought it
to
was
trade
trade
school?
school.
No, it's like they're not telling.
Yeah.
you-
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I
He's like
see
they're
it
not telling your rich white neighbors to go to trade school. You know
But
why are they telling just poor people? It was like, yeah, because like the studies show, like the more education you have, the long term like richer you will be in generational wealth, et cetera, et cetera. But with that being said, the fact that it does cost an extraordinary amount to go to college, that is ridiculous, and
oh yeah.
that is definitely that, as we all know, that is by design. They cut funding for higher education constantly, and to make up for it, you have to take more and more student loans out, and it's
Yeah.
really kneecapping our entire generation, millennials and Gen Z, and it will affect Gen Alpha, like not being able to do a lot of things that our parents were able to do because we were told to go to college, and then
Yep.
but we took on massive amount of debt, and now you can't do. My vice principal was like, yeah, the government told me like I'm gonna have to start. They were like, yeah, you're gonna start repaying your loans. It's like $3,000 a month. He was like fuck, I am. Like I'm not paying 3 grand a
Where?
month. Yeah, I was
Where?
like, where? What fucking money? Like, what do you want me to have? Like, what do you want me to pay with? Like, pay,
Yeah.
like, just like, I'll draw $3,000 on a piece of paper and hand it to you and be like, here you go, buddy.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's one thing that definitely as getting into education, you see how many barriers there are to getting people into higher education, and then
Yep.
and then creating generational wealth, et cetera, that way. And
Yeah.
I think not before anyone says anything and emails me or comments, like I think trade school is a great thing. I have a number of
Oh yeah.
kids that are like, yeah, they want to be a mechanic.
You want to go
I was like,
you want to
yeah,
go you want to make some money in Texas, you go work as a welder on the oil fields.
yeah,
Their helpers will get $60 an hour, but the problem that we're facing now is people are starting to understand that they can take this new generation that thinks that $30 an hour is a lot of money and give them a job, and that job was 120 or
yeah,
180 or 200 or
very
whatever the
true.
fuck it was. And granted, those jobs are terrible because again, you're not at home, you're working 19 hours a week, you're surrounded by people who are surviving through probably drug use, and it's not fun.
Non-union.
Yeah, non-union. So God, I'm trying not to doom think, but it's just so easy these days.
This is a safe place to doom think. Brandon, you can doom think if you want. This is a doom think podcast.
That's a good podcast name, Doom Think.
Doom think podcast. But yeah, I had students. I was like, yeah, if you want to be a mechanic, that's great. Go do that and like learn
Oh,
that
don't.
trade.
No, don't.
You don't want to be a mechanic?
It's not that I don't want to be a mechanic, it's that the issues with mechanics currently is you have an old guard and a new guard, and the old
Oh
guard can't
yeah,
keep up with
yeah.
the old shit, and they're making cars
True.
so fucking so it's gonna get to a point where you couldn't go to a goddamn shop because this PCIe
Mm-mm.
valve is messed up or something's happening because
Yeah.
it needs a computer and it needs this and it needs that. The man who raised me is this man named Clint, and he's a master mechanic of almost 40 years with transmissions and all sorts of other shit. And tell you what, we can pull apart an old car and get that thing running like crazy. When I was young, I used to help him flip cars by finding the stuff on Craigslist, and then we'd pull a transmission out of it, put the new thing in, and send it out. But all the new ones are so hyper fascist. Oh my god, I can't
Mm-hmm.
use words. You know what I'm trying to say. Big word.
No, yeah.
But without these computer systems and without all these other things, the regular mechanics will be out of a job because they have to become specialists that have to be from this dealership that have to do this other stuff. I mean, you don't take your car to the Honda dealership because you have to. You take your car to the Honda dealership because by contract they won't let anyone else work on it. And I love cars. It's one of my favorite passions. But if I'm talking long term, it's probably going to be welding, plumbing, and HVAC. HVAC especially. HVAC and
HVAC
plumbing,
especially.
you can make some serious money. You can have dignity. You don't have to fucking sell yourself because it's like, oh yeah, I went to school for bioengineers and now I work for Raycon or some shit where I like make missiles that kill kids. Great. I'm so glad that I could afford my house.
Yeah, I do tell them, I was like, look, the second that they can get a robot to weld better than you, like
It's over. Yeah.
it's over. And the same thing when they talk about trucking. I was like, it's like kids like I was like, they have automated, like they're working on automated trucks now, like they can do long hauls.
They're working on
So
automated trucks and they only let you do like 600 miles and the money's just
yeah,
not there.
I
Like
think
as truckers used to make six figures when six figures meant something.
back when
Not
Jimmy
anymore.
Hoffa ran the union.
Tell you what.
Tell you what. But no, we have I grew up, my family had a salvage yard and we had orchards and we had to bush hog. And that's the reason we kept the old tractors, is because you can't buy. We talked about this.
Oh no.
Shout out to Poor Pro's
Old cases
Almanac.
and stuff.
Yeah, we talked about that, like the right to repair, right? Like John Deere will not let you take your tractor to a third party. So that's why we have our tractors from like the 70s, because we can keep them running. And it's
Yep.
impossible to get anything new without taking. That's another thing. People don't realize how expensive those fucking things are.
Yeah.
And then the fact that John Deere makes you go to a John Deere dealership and pay an arm and a leg to get them fixed is ridiculous.
Yeah, like when I was like 7, I was running an excavator and a bobcat, which is a
That is the most southern fucking thing.
It's the truth, man. But we didn't have a skid steer. We had what is it called when you got tires? Track steer. And it was just a 5-cylinder diesel. They were pretty to the point, and then we ended up eventually, useful life. It fucking depreciated. Get something new because you're working on concrete all the time. We ended up getting I think a T190 track steer. It had air conditioning. It's fucking nice. Of course, the window got smashed out on the second week opening it because it's construction. But
Hell yeah.
it's a situation where they're so fucking fancy that the repair cost is almost as much as the machine, and the machine costs like fucking $40,000 to $60,000. And it's like, this is a paperweight. This thing that would have normally lasted us 10, 15 years is worthless, and we can't repair it ourselves. And there's just, I don't know, man. It's weird.
I feel you. It was the same thing with our car haulers too. Our wreckers, we would have to keep them longer and longer because they were harder and harder to work on. Yeah. Anyway. Yay. Kai.
I love this system we work in.
I was just thinking about the amount of people that have come up to my dad asking to buy his pickup truck because it's a 97 and there's like nothing special about it. But we were hearing that like, well, yeah, they'll come and buy any old pickup truck because it's so much easier to work on. You don't have to take it to an IT guy to get it working.
Oh my God.
And it's not like all of the current trucks that are so over engineered. They look like genetically modified like cows, like trucks, like pickup trucks now.
They really,
because there's so much happening as opposed to an engine that can haul a thing. Like it's ridiculous. And he's had people like genuinely like walk up my driveway and ask him to buy it in cash right there, and my dad is determined to keep this thing running until I can inherit it.
I don't know if they're in they're not in the UK, but I keep seeing more Cybertrucks, and I want to ask people why are you getting this thing?
You want an honest answer?
What is it, Brandon? Tell me the honest answer.
It's the cult of Elon.
Well, no, a little bit, but no. The thing is about taxes is you have, and I don't know about the UK, but in America, you are able to completely depreciate an asset if it weighs a vehicle, depreciate a complete vehicle if it weighs over a certain amount. So for a while, it was the Ford F-150. You go buy these trucks that have all these bells and whistles, and they get the King Ranch edition, and then they could deduct 70 grand off of their taxable income in the first year. Shit like that is why people buy Cybertrucks, because they can get that number higher, then they can deduct more, and then they don't have to worry as much about taxes, because it's designed to keep fucking rich people rich and into new things, and it's just disgusting, Not a fan. Sorry.
That fucking Elon Musk.
I don't care about no diamond baby. Him and his 23 kids. Call that bitch 23 and me.
Oh boy.
Oh man. Well, chat. We've actually been ranting now for before we recorded, we ranted for about half an hour. Now I think we're over. Well, we're over an hour and over an hour and a half. I think we got an hour and 15. I think we got an hour and 15 in.
Well, can I conclude on a couple of things?
Yeah.
To anyone listening, there are plenty of mutual aid programs, whether it's things like Food Not Bombs or anything that's trying to do the betterment of your community. If you have not already, it will do way more than voting ever could. Go help at a soup kitchen. Go help get people a clothes drive. Go do what you can. There are closets full of clothes that you're not wearing that you could donate that would make the difference in somebody who is struggling way more than you. If you have the privilege of that free time and you have the opportunity and want to use it, just start and see what mutual aids are happening and be involved into your community, because now more than ever, we're going to need those resources, and it's going to be the difference of everything going forward.
Punk with a monologue.
Yeah, I can say some shit once in a while.
Kai, what do you got? What do you got? What do you got? What new squish? Is that a goat?
Yes, I have a seagull, a goat, a capybara, another seagull, and a wombat. Thank you very much.
A goat.
A goat.
I
got nothing to add. Like Brandon knows what he's talking about. Like we're here to listen to him.
Punk with a CPA, y'all. We got
no. I only have a bachelor's degree. I have no fucking time for a CPA. Are you kidding me? They look at my.
He's been buying and trading stock the entire time, ladies and gentlemen. Don't everyone else listening. Don't let him fool you. He's on E-Trade right now. He's got he's calling in his numbers. He's betting, like he's wedging his bets against the Japanese stock market right now.
Japanese stock. Oh yeah, they just had their like 4th Black Monday or something, right?
I know. Just taking. Oh my god. Anyway, well, y'all, this has been a treat. So at What's Left of the South, we believe the South will rise again, but this time for the right reasons. Those being work on means production, decolonization, self-determination for all oppressed peoples. Make sure to click on our link tree in the show notes to find all of our social media, Spotify playlists, our merch store, and subscribe to our Patreon to hear our After Dark episodes. Shout out to our new Patreon subscribers, Braden, Comrade Paul, Shelby, and Dawson. After we had him on the After Dark.
Hell yeah, Dawson!
to re-up. Fuck yeah, dude. Our
Tales from the Pig finally paying up.
Tales from the fucking pig. Our producer's Mr. Speaker. Our theme music is by the band Last Thing Remember, edited by Psychotic Refuge. We're coming to you from the Magic City, Birmingham, Alabama, as well as Georgia and jolly old England. We also like to recognize we're recording on land that's occupied and rightfully belongs to the Muskogee Nation and Creek Nation. Brandon, Punk with a trust fund. What Punk with a 401k. Where can everyone find you? That already the overlap between your listeners and the people who buy your shirts is like, I'm pretty sure more people buy your shirts to listen to this, but where can people find you?
I mean, I shit post the most on Instagram. I probably should do TikTok more now that I got an account warning. But regardless, if you want to support us, you can go to www.punkwithacamera.com. Any money that we raise will either go into some level of art project or some level of thing that we want to do with the community. And yeah, I mean, I hope that we can continue to grow and continue to give opportunity to members of the Houston community and make a difference, because at the end of the day, every day fascism is encroaching further onto us, and it is our right as citizens to band together and have some level of community, because if we're just going to fight over whose red or blue hat is a problem, we're going to get nowhere. And we just, if we can, we always want to have a dialogue and focus on community change and leadership and everything else. And you know, you're not going to vote for the things that will benefit you. It'll come through mutual aid. That's it.
You hear that, Sharks? We got something for you. Mutual aid. Brandon needs $100,000.
Yeah, actually, I need about 100K so I can do some renovations.
Mark Cuban, if you're listening to this, help Brandon out. Help him out.
Yeah, we're all the liberal rich people. I'll take the
Yeah.
red money too. You guys just what was it? Steve Irwin is like, I can't get enough money. I just keep buying land and then I turn it into fucking nature preserves. That's the way to go about it, man. I fucking love Steve Irwin. Rest in peace, my G.
All right. Oh, also, real quick. Rest in peace to another goat. Democracy Manifest passed away. Everyone have a succulent Chinese meal in his honor and get your hand off his penis and know your judo well, everyone. Rest in peace to the goat. Always and forever a succulent Chinese meal. Thank you, Brandon, for coming on. You're one of my favorite mutuals. Kai, you're the sister I always wanted. And I know that you're going to beat me up one day because I'm your brother. But Mark, I know you're listening from the great beyond in the afterlife. We miss you, buddy. Well, when we do our next ghost tour, you got to come through from the afterlife. It's gonna be like, hey guys.
He's gonna be so mad because he's be standing right next to us. We're gonna be like, I can almost hear him.
Can I be the guy who pisses his pants?
It was ectoplasm.
It's been a pleasure joining y'all. I'm gonna hop off. I gotta go help some stuff out in the shop. But regardless,
all right, hold on. Let me don't log off until I hit stop because it will fuck everything up. Okay, so that would suck. We get through all of this, and it's like, oh damn it, no. All right, bye everybody.